All right, good morning, guys. We are at Damascus, Virginia, in the long-term parking lot, even though we're only staying for a night. And we're about to head south to Low Gap, meet up with Shep, and then we're going to hike Taylor's Valley down to Damascus, back here to the truck tomorrow. I'm going to do a final weight check on the bag just to see what I'm actually carrying with water and the last couple things I threw in it. This will be minus the rain jacket that'll probably go in there later. Let's see what it comes out to. I'm just hoping it stays under 30. 29.4. So a little heavier than I'd like to be, but I tend to pack my fears, let's just say that. So I probably have a little bit more than I need to. All right, we'll see you down trail. What's up, guys? Wings out here on trail, enjoying it. Got Joe back here with me. We are rocking up the climb. I'm not going to say how long the climb is because I don't want to think about it, but it's long. But the good news is once we get over this climb, it's kind of just like a little roller, flat, kind of up and down, like little tiny stuff. No real change in elevation much after we get to the top. So until we get to Low Gap, and then I think tomorrow, I'm not even going to speculate. I'll look at that later. But we are about a mile or so, a little over maybe now since we started walking up this climb. So I know we got at least 20% of it down, and I think we're both feeling pretty good. I'm feeling better than I think I ever think. A lot of times I feel better than I think I'm going to. I think I always go into it like, we'll see how this goes. And then if you feel good, you just, hey, low expectations, and then you feel good about yourself. Yeah, got the trusty water bottle here. If you're wondering where Stitch is, he's riding on the back of the pack. Got my Zoleo GPS communicator here. And let me flip this around so you can see a little bit of this trail. So believe it or not, we are climbing. You can probably tell that Joe's just a little bit above me right now. But as you can see, this trail's like mostly really well maintained. And this section is like kind of like Aquamarine, and I always just say, hey, it's just like a nature trail at the park when it's like this. So we're not having to navigate a lot of roots, rocks. If you're wondering how the shoes are doing, I gotta tell you, this is the best they've felt since I got them. So I am hoping and praying that they continue to feel like they do right now. They feel great. They feel strong on the bottom like I wanted, sturdy, but they feel comfortable and sort of soft on top. I've got the room in the toe box that I need, things like that as well. So not a ton of views yet, especially if you're looking at it from a video perspective. We can see through the trees some. There have been a couple sections with some overgrowth and foliage, but not too bad. There is supposed to be a viewing spot. I don't know if it's half a mile or a mile up, but when that comes, I'm sure we'll pull over, definitely get a drink, take some pictures, and I'll check in with y'all then. Hey guys, just pointing out that we're at mile 468.5. Remember, all miles are northbound, whether we're doing Nobo or Sobo. Today we are doing Sobo, but the miles that I'll provide will be northbound mile markers. 468.5, there is a Blue Blaze Trail to water, according to Far Out, a very good flowing pipe spring. And then not on Far Out is this awesome stealth tenting site right here, where you could probably put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, maybe, yeah, probably 5 tents really comfortably, and still have some space away from the fire, except for maybe if you did one right here. So anyway, super nice. The climb's again steady and good, and we're enjoying it. Gorgeous. So we're just trekking along. The nice thing about this trail with this climb is that we're getting these little sort of flats and false flats that give you a chance to at least catch your breath, so you don't feel like you're just climbing straight up. It's not even as steep as the 3.5 mile climb that Aquamarine and I had to do on our last one, so to get started. So guys, we are at about 3 miles into this climb. I believe we have about 2 miles left before we get to the for lack of a better phrase, easier sections. But we are chilling on this log. It may look like I'm holding this pack, but it is resting on this gigantic tree that I'm sitting on that is well placed. Still just catching our breath. The incline got a little bit steeper. So, whew.
All uphill for a while.
What is up, Tramley? I'm so excited to say that it says we're entering the Cherokee National Forest, but interestingly enough, I felt like we were already in the Cherokee National Forest. Anyhow, you'll see the sign right here. And then that sign underneath it, that sign says that we're crossing over from Virginia into Tennessee. So that is pretty exciting.
3.5 miles up.
Yeah, about 3.2, 3.5?
No, 3.5 right here.
To Damascus?
Yep, 3.5 that way.
So 3.5 miles away from Damascus, and finishing off the climb shortly. And man, this is really cool. This is really cool. This is my second border crossing. I've done Tennessee and North Carolina, now Virginia and Tennessee.
There's a really nice camp spot right here.
Oh yeah, it's like a little, let me flip the camera around, show you guys the stealth campsite. What's going on, Tramley? We are at mile 465.4. There's supposed to be some ruins up here of a old foundation of an old cabin, but we haven't seen anything yet. We're just enjoying some lunch.
Well, having an apple on the old cabin.
Right, I was wondering about that. Maybe this stone is one of those stones. I don't know. But that fire pit, I don't think is part of it. But we'll look around. If we see it, I'll take a quick photo and post it after this particular part of the video. Just enjoying a sandwich I picked up at Publix in Boone on the way, and I'm just now getting hungry enough to try to eat. Luckily, it's been so cool out here, and I had some frozen fruit with it, that it still stayed nice and cool. So that may be all I eat today. I may not have to eat much else. We'll see until later tonight. That's a big sandwich. So anyway, but we're doing good. We're about 4.8 miles according to Far Out into this hike, and like I said, we got like 14 point something roughly to go, and so far a pretty uneventful, just a long steady climb that we're about to complete. We'll see you down trail. Hey y'all, we have made it to Abington Gap Shelter. That means we're a little over 2/3 of the way, I believe. We've got a little over 4 miles to get to Low Gap, which is our goal. We need to go get some water though. They said it's a steep ravine following this Blue Blaze trail down, so I'm gonna probably go do that after I take a couple of bites of my sandwich and stretch the feet out a little bit. The balls of the feet are just hurting just a tiny bit, not terrible. But it's we're getting there. What is up, Tramley? I am low on battery, so I'm going to keep this short. We are not too far from today's finish line. I think we are about 3 miles away, maybe less. I have to look in a moment. This is McQueen Gap Shelter. I'm currently standing what appears to be what could be a tent site on the other side of the trail from the little shelter. You may or may not have heard or seen about this shelter, but essentially what I understand is it is not supposed to be for intentional use. However, I think in a worst case scenario of a storm or something, but you can see the lean and the old-fashioned log style and everything. Pretty cool shelter though, and neat to see, just kind of the iconic, one of those iconic shelters on the trail. Small. I think if you're actually crammed in there with some people, you might could pull off, you know, 3. Probably better 2 long ways going like, you know, like left to right this way rather than going back and forth this way, because it's not real deep. But again, just kind of depends on how you had to make it work, I guess, if you really had to stay here. But that's McQueen's Gap shelter. This, ladies and gentlemen, between all the foliage that makes you feel like you're in a rainforest, like I'm back on the El Junque in Puerto Rico. This, my friends, is Sobo Appalachian trail walking right now. And I got a brief glimpse through those trees. See if I can zoom in of what is a very mild view. Pretty much the views have just been the greenery, the butterflies, the shelters, the through hikers, and things of that nature, and a good decent amount of climbing. Even this last little section has just been kind of up and down. We're actually dropping in elevation to low gap, but we are still getting some little climbs in like this one. So I'm gonna log off for now, but I will be back when we make it to low gap, or before then if something interesting comes up. Well guys, here we are. I just shot the photo of it and I'm stepping over it right now. You ready for this? That's 150 miles that I've hiked on the Appalachian Trail, official. Now, those are not consecutive. That's part of why I'm here doing this trip, is once I get to Low Gap and then tomorrow go do Taylor's Valley at the trail junction back into Damascus. I'll have somewhere in the 160-ish, 160 something mile total, but I've now documented officially 150 miles on the actual trail. Now I will say some of those miles I have done twice, like a Row Mountain. I've done some of those miles more than once, but as far as just actually non-repetitive mileage on the trail, that's 150. And I'm excited to document that here in the middle of wherever I am in Tennessee. I did the screenshot with the Far Out app so I could remember where I was at. All right, putting the phone down. I gotta save some battery to connect with our buddy Shep, who's picking us up at Low Gap in a little while. So I will talk at you later. Guys, I got 1% left on my battery. Just finished this. I will put up the mileage in a little bit. I know it's just under 15, I believe. Hit that 150 on the AT mile marker today for my own personal accomplishment. Met a few through hikers. Some of those I'll be talking about probably later or tomorrow. Right now I'm gonna log off because I need to try to save a little bit of battery as I meet up with Shep and wait on Joe, and we head to Shep's bunkhouse. Sorry, got all the motorcycles rolling through the area. They're having a good old time. See you soon.